start, we're going to have a very large pot on our oven, and we're just going to boil up some water, put some salt into it, and once it's boiling, we're going to stick in 2 kilos of pumpkin, any type of pumpkin you really want. I've used butternut here, and just put it into large cubes like I have here, cut into large cubes, chuck it into the water, and we're just going to let it boil until it goes soft. And while we're doing this, we can prepare the other ingredients for our soup. While we're waiting for our pumpkin to soften in the boiling water, we can start on the rest of our ingredients. So grab a large pan, stick it on an element, and add a little bit of oil to this element, into the pan, and following this, we're going to stick in 1 large onion that we've diced up finely, 3 cloves of garlic that we've also minced up, followed by 1 large carrot or 2 or 3 smaller carrots that we've also diced up finely, and we're just going to really just coat these all in oil and let it fry off.
Onion, carrots.
Once it starts getting a little bit soft, we're going to stick in 2 sprigs of rosemary, or just a handful of rosemary leaves that we've chopped up nice and fine. And we're just going to let this fry until everything goes a little bit soft and the flavours have a chance to really integrate with each other. Now it's time to check on our pumpkin. So what you can do, just grab a small spatula or something like that to pick out a piece of pumpkin. Grab a knife and insert it in. If it goes in nice and smoothly, there's no hard bit in the centre, then your pumpkin's done. So we can just whack this off the heat, put it into a colander and just drain it for a while, so we can have our pot to make the full soup in. Now that we've got all our ingredients that we need to actually make our soup, what we're going to do is grab our large pot again, put it back onto a heat, a little bit of oil into the bottom of our pan, put back into this pot our garlic, our onions and our carrots that are nice and soft, and what we're going to do is add in our stock. So I've gone with
chicken stock,
1 litre of vegetable or chicken stock. So put this in and just going to bring this to the boil to let all the flavours of the stock and the carrots and the onions, everything, just to amalgamate really nice together before we stick in our pumpkin. And once we've let it boil for roughly around 5 minutes, we're going to stick in our pumpkin pieces so they can all suck up the flavour in the stock that we've got in our pot. So just add it in our drained pumpkin pieces, and once again bring it to the boil slightly, just let it simmer for around another 5 minutes for the flavours to incorporate really well. Once we've let all the flavours sort of sit in the pot with the pumpkin, we're going to stick in the rest of our liquid, which I've chosen 300 millilitres of fresh cream, to give it really that creaminess that you can get in a pumpkin soup. Now you don't have to use cream, you can substitute this for some more stock, but just bear in mind with the cream and the stock to add things slowly, and you can always add stuff a little bit later when you puree your soup to get the thickness that you want. You can't make a soup thicker, but you can always make it nice and runnier with a little bit more liquid, so just be careful about that. Now for the last bit of our soup, we want to turn all this chunkiness into a nice smooth pumpkin soup. So what we're going to do is grab a stick blender or just a normal benchtop blender, stick in our soup, and you might have to do it in segments, but just blend it into a nice smooth consistency, put it back into your pot, and then of course you need to season to taste, so your salt and peppers, and if it's a little bit thick you might want to add in a little bit more stock and a little bit more cream if you've got it on hand. If you don't have any of that on hand, a little bit of water or just cut it down to make it a little bit smoother. Serve this soup with some nice crusted bread, fresh made bread, or garlic bread, anything really goes down a treat. Light sprinkle of coriander on the top, and you have a beautiful pumpkin soup to serve family, and to warm your bellies up on those cold nights. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.